Let's get back to a frequent topic of conversation, it seems, here on this show, Mr. Elon Musk and just what exactly he is up to at Twitter and Tesla and all sorts of other areas of our life and his life. Let's go and put this first element up on the screen. So as you know, he put out the poll saying, hey, should I resign as CEO? And a pretty solid majority said, yes, you should. So he was kind of silent for a while, and then he said, I will resign as CEO as soon as I find someone foolish enough to take the job. After that, I will just run the software and servers teams. Sagar, what did you make of this? Because, I mean, I found it sort of funny that he's like demoting himself to like mid-level manager. Like, you can't find someone else to run the server team at Twitter.
Well, I think that actually, I kind of look at it in the way that he has run Tesla in the past, is he always tries to focus. Elon is best at what? Business, investment, and technology. His best feature at Tesla and at SpaceX was managing the engineering teams and getting them to push towards creating better products and also meeting with the supply. So I think that he views the core software of Twitter as like the user experience. And obviously the servers are very important in order to make sure that the site is always up and running. That's a key element of all social media companies, including Google and Facebook. They've spent billions of dollars on their servers. So I think probably because he views that as the core of the business, and frankly what his talents are like most suited to, given his own executive experience. It also shows something that I did a whole monologue on this after Parag Agrawal became the CEO of Twitter. The whole point is that the CEO of Twitter doesn't have a lot of business problems to solve. The business itself is basically exists. It's a $5 billion a year industry. 90% of it comes from advertising. It's actually not that hard. You hire a bunch of advertising managers and you make up some fake metrics as to why they should give you money. Okay. The Twitter core product itself, it's not that complicated. It's existed in its current form since 2012, especially with retweets and all that. And the preliminary of it, 2009. All right, so what is the CEO of Twitter? What calls do they make? They need to make calls like, do I take down the private jet accounts of billionaires?
Right.
Do I agree with free speech or not? It's kind of a public messaging principles PR job. And that's what Elon, frankly, was not well suited to do. That's not in his skill set whatsoever. And I think that's why it's the correct decision for him to move down, because he said he was a free speech absolutist. He immediately violated his free speech absolute principles. If he just focused on the tech, frankly, I think maybe it could be better. I'm still skeptical.
I'm much more of an Elon skeptic than you are ultimately about even what his skills and capabilities are at this point. I mean, it certainly doesn't appear to me it's in the business realm, because he made a variety of business decisions while he was CEO of Twitter, and every single one of them was a complete and utter disaster. I mean, yeah, he would have been better off just basically staying the course. Instead, now Twitter is loaded up with all of this debt, $13 billion in debt. It will take $1 billion in payment just of the interest. That's more than Twitter was bringing in before some percentage of the advertisers fled the platform. He tried this $8 Twitter blue check thing. It's very unlikely that that is ultimately going to work out with them from a business perspective. And he keeps tweeting out about like, oh, we're having record interactions on the platform, record number of tweets. That really doesn't actually matter if you don't have ads that you can serve to those people, or if they're not signing up for your, $8 a month scheme here ultimately. And the $8 a month scheme also is directly at odds with the free speech, supposed goals and aims of the platform, which it's very clear at this point he's all but completely abandoned. So, I mean, what I read into this was just basically that he had planned to leave. And there was early reporting, even before this poll, kind of early on, that he was likely to not stay as CEO all that long. So for whatever reason, is under pressure from potential Twitter funders, from Tesla investors. That part is really clear. He had sort of decided he needed to step down. He expected this would be the result of the poll, and now he's going to leave on his own time, step down as head of CEO of the company whenever he finds whoever he thinks would be a suitable replacement for himself. At the same time, there are some conflicting reports about what exactly happened with that alleged stalker incident that triggered the whole takedown of the Elon Jet account and then banning of all these journalists who covered the Elon Jet account, and the whole sort of like cookie crumbled from there. So Elon had said and basically directly blamed the Elon Jet account for this incident in which he claimed some crazy person stalked the car of his young child, who he calls Lil X, and had shared some video on this. And that, then he started saying that the Elon Jet account, it was tantamount to sharing his assassination coordinates, and that this had directly put himself and his family into jeopardy. Okay. Well, we knew right away that this story didn't totally add up, because the last time that the Elon Jet account had even posted anything was a full day beforehand. And then we had reporters who were starting to call the LAPD where this incident allegedly occurred, and they said, we didn't get any crime report. We don't know anything about this. So started to be some question marks there. Now we have more information from the South Pasadena Police Department. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen from Insider. They say, police are saying that a member of Elon Musk's security team is actually a suspect, not a victim, in what Musk alleged was that crazy stalker incident. Here's what they go on to say. On Tuesday, the South Pasadena Police Department issued a statement detailing the episode that sparked a wild week of Twitter tension, confirming that an incident involving two vehicles was reported to authorities on Tuesday, December 13th, but according to the police, this didn't go down perhaps the way that had been portrayed. A 29-year-old Connecticut man in the other vehicle who called police to report an assault with a deadly weapon involving a car. When an officer arrived on the scene minutes later, the victim said he had just exited the freeway, stopped to use his phone in a parking lot when another vehicle pulled directly in front of him, blocking his path. The driver of that second vehicle is believed to be a member of Musk's security team. The man who called police said the Musk staffer approached him and accused him of following him on the freeway. Both parties proceeded to film each other, and as Musk's security guard was leaving the parking lot, he struck the victim, allegedly, with his vehicle, and he was gone by the time police arrived on the scene, according to authorities.
Wow.
Now, the piece that I will say is confusing and conflicting here, though, is a previous LAPD detective had spoken with the Washington Post and did seem to indicate that there was someone involved in this incident who had a weird sort of obsession with Elon and his family. The Washington Post identified that man involved in the incident as Brando Colato, an Uber Eats driver who expressed strange claims, they say, about the musician Grimes, that's Musk's former girlfriend and mother of two of his kids, whose real name is Claire Elise Boucher, maybe. Colato said he knew that Boucher lived near the incident, where the incident occurred, and suggested she was communicating with him via discreet Instagram posts.
Right.
So I don't know. It seems like this incident isn't exactly as it was originally portrayed, though.
Well, we already know it wasn't exactly what was portrayed, because the incident happened 23 hours after the actual jet had landed.
Right.
Near a gas station, not near the airport, and near Grimes' house. It's a messy situation. Clearly, whoever this dude is a little off his rocker, right? Stalker. That said, the security guard now, and this is always the issue with private security. It's like, you're not a cop, dude. You can't be like slamming
You can't
cars.
hit someone with a car.
You can't be slamming cars into people. It's like, that's not really how it works in terms of being someone's personal security guard. So it's a tough situation. But I actually am happy that a lot of this is happening, because the more that we get in court, the more we actually find out what actually happened.
True.
Because the police actually have the gas station video of where all of this occurred in the parking lot. They're going to have both the video that the stalker took on top of the security guard, and both will be forced to testify against each other. But the preliminary details emerging from the police do not back up Elon's events basically at all in terms of what's happened here. And also, another thing I would really like to hear from the stalker is, did you use the Elon Jet account to figure out where all of this was going on?
Yeah.
Because if the answer is no, that's going to be kind of a damning problem for him.
Yeah, well, and even zooming out from the specifics
Right.
of this particular incident, because it could be the case, look, he's a father, he's concerned about his kid, that even if there wasn't really any connection to the Elon Jet account, after something scary like this happens with your kid, you sort of freak out, you lock down, and you want to keep him safe in whatever way you can. That's the whole problem of having one billionaire or one dude or a small group of people running a major platform, as they start to make decisions based on their own biases, whims, emotions, feelings, whatever, and that's the whole problem. So ultimately, to be honest with you, the particular details of this incident don't really matter as much as the fact that they very clearly revealed Elon was going to be just as fallible and human as anyone else, and perhaps even more so in this role. And that's why this whole system and the way it's set up is ultimately a problem. There was clearly not any sort of like, unbiased arm's length decision making happening with regards to this incident. And it led to, all these, not just the Elon Jet account, which I think a reasonable person could make an argument that this is doxing and I don't agree with that.
Right.
But I think there's a reasonable position and argument you could make there. There is no reasonable argument for then banning all links to Mastodon because this guy was, on that platform over there. No reasonable justification for banning all the journalists who were just covering this whole story, which obviously is clearly in the national interest. Banning Taylor Lorenz and the other dude, what's his name? Drew something?
Drew, I forget. Harwell, there it is.
Who were talking to the police and trying to get the real details of what ultimately happened here. Like, there is no justification for any of that, regardless of the specifics of exactly how this incident ultimately went down.
Absolutely agree.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Sagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us. And if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.